Hey there, it's Niesha Davis here, LCSW, and this is Motivational Masterpiece, where you are on a journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind. I am a therapist. However, this is not a substitute for therapy. If you are in need of a therapist, I encourage you to reach out and get some help, as there are so many platforms available for you to find a therapist that is the best fit for you. If this is your first time joining me on this YouTube channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with a friend, as you will not be disappointed. And if you are returning back and continuing on your journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind, welcome back. I am so excited that you have joined me once again and that you are continuing on this journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind. Today, I just want to talk to you about learning how to grow in your valley experiences. Learning how to grow in your valley experiences. Every day we live life, right? We go through things. Sometimes days are good. Sometimes days are not the best. And we learn to get comfortable in situations and spaces that we learn to adapt to, right? We find spaces and places in our life that we have learned to get settled in. And in those comfortable places and that comfortability, we learn how to stay there, right? We don't challenge ourselves to move and we don't challenge ourselves to grow. But it's when we're in those uncomfortable spots, when we are having valley experiences, those valley experiences are very uncomfortable. And we don't like uncomfortability. I know I don't like uncomfortability. I don't like to be in a space when I don't know what's going on or what's going to happen next or what is my next move or what is going to be my next adventure. I don't like being in a space of uncomfortability. It's in those valley experiences and those uncomfortable spaces is where we are challenged the most. We are challenged because a lot of times our faith is being tested because we don't know what those next steps are. And we don't know what that next move is. And we really don't know, okay, how should I proceed from here? Being in an uncomfortable space is just that, uncomfortable, right? We have a lot of anxiety. We have a lot of worry because, again, we don't know what's coming next, right? We might be in spaces like transition spaces. That's when we feel uncomfortable, when we're shifting from one place to the next and not always knowing where we're going. So sometimes in life, like, we may have our lives figured out. We may know what our career goals are, or we may know like what we desire and what we want to do. And when things start getting a little shaky and we really can't see the vision, like, we may have a clear vision of what our path looks like or what we want it to look like. However, when that vision becomes shaky and we can't see past tomorrow, we get scared, we get fearful, and we start having a lot of anxiety because guess what? We become uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is not a good space to be. Now, we may look at uncomfortability in the valley as a place where we don't want to be because it doesn't feel good, right? However, I want you to learn how to embrace those valley experiences. Embrace that uncomfortability because that's where we grow and that's how we grow. We grow in our uncomfortable spaces because a lot of times it pushes us. It pushes us to move out of the nest and learn how to fly. It pushes us out of the nest so we can spread our wings and begin to fly. Sometimes we have to be moved from our uncomfortable spaces, from our comfortable spaces to be uncomfortable, to challenge us to do something different. Sometimes it's because we need to increase our faith. What is your faith like? Do you believe that you can achieve whatever it is that you desire to do? Do you trust the process even though you don't see it? Because a lot of times we don't see it. And that's when we're uncomfortable because we don't know what the process is doing and we don't know where the process is going to lead us. However, remember this, when we are in the valley and when we are uncomfortable, we learn so much about us because that is the time and the place for us to do a lot of self-evaluation, a lot of self-assessment, a lot of self-reflection to see where we were, where we are now, and where we desire to be. And what is it going to take for us to get to that place that we desire to be? What is it going to take to push us to that next level? What is it going to take for us to step out on faith and do something that we've never done before? What is it going to take for us to take a risk and not just always live in comfortability because that's what we're used to. When we allow ourselves to stay comfortable and live in comfortability, we become stuck, right? We do things and we live life daily because, oh, this is what I'm used to. I know that if I move this way, this is what's going to happen. I know if I make this decision, this is what's going to happen. However, remember, you have to challenge yourself to move from that place of comfortability and do something different. Don't allow yourself to stay stuck because you could be missing out on so many benefits of life. You can be missing out on growth and progress within yourself because you've gotten to a place of stuck being comfortable. However, in those uncomfortable moments where you don't see the future completely and you don't see your next move, grow in that uncomfortable space because, again, you have to learn in that space. You have to do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-assessment, a lot of self-evaluation to really understand, like, how should I move next? What should be my next move? We are our own teachers. We are the best teachers of ourselves, right? We learn so much from ourselves when we really take the time to look back and evaluate ourselves and really take notes and really try to figure out, okay, where's a space for me to grow? How do I grow from here? How do I obtain things that I desire to obtain? When you are in the valley and you are uncomfortable, one thing that I want you to know is that let that space just be a space of learning and be a space of growth. Don't make random decisions when you are in the valley, because when you are uncomfortable and in the valley, sometimes you move off of your emotions. But you really need to learn how to take the time to think and reflect and then respond, not react, because when we react, we are reacting and moving off our feelings and our emotions. But we really have to learn to take time to really think, pray about it. What is God saying to you? What does God say about it? Is it a decision that He wants you to make? Or or you don't hear anything from Him? Because sometimes in those uncomfortable spaces and in those valley spaces, God gets quiet. Not because He doesn't hear us, not because He doesn't see us, and not because He doesn't want to bless us. But sometimes He gets quiet to see where our faith is and to see if we're going to trust Him. We might say a prayer and we're waiting for Him to answer it and we don't hear anything and nothing's happening. So we get shaky, we get scared because we're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? However, we have to learn to trust God in the process. We have to learn to trust God in the valley, because the valley births so many things. When we take advantage of the valley and uncomfortable spaces, we learn and we grow and we birth so many different things from there. So if I could just use COVID-19 for an example, we were all in a valley experience, right? We were cut off from things that were normal to us. We were cut off from our daily routines, from going to work, from hanging out with our friends, from doing things that we normally do with our family. And in that experience, so many people learned so many things about themselves because they were challenged. They were placed in an uncomfortable position. We were placed in an uncomfortable position during COVID. And it made us have to get to ourselves where we were isolated from people. We started doing things that we've never done before. People started praying that never prayed before. People started reading and studying their word and they never did that before. People started believing in God and they've never believed in God before because they were uncomfortable. They were in their valley experience. We were all in our valley experience. And in that valley experience, so many of us learned so many different things. So many of us birthed so many positive things out of that valley experience, because in the valley, we learn and we grow. That is a time and a space for you to do reflection on yourself. Don't make hasty decisions in your valley, because the best decisions that you make are when you're on the mountaintop. Because after you've spent time in the valley and you've learned that uncomfortability is not good, it doesn't feel good. However, growth happens here. Self-reflection happens here. So much happens here. Take advantage of your valley experience and learn and grow and begin to move and make progress, and know that there is benefits in the valley. There is benefits in uncomfortability. So embrace it. Wrap your arms around it. Grow your faith. Grow yourself in the valley, because when you get on the mountaintop, you will appreciate it so much more. Grow in the valley. Grow in your uncomfortability, because being comfortable is not always a good place to be. Challenge yourself to move out of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to move out of being stuck and move forward and learn and grow and continue to grow where you've been planted. Remember, there's nothing too hard for you to do. Every situation that you experience in life, you can get through it. You can get through it. Yes, you can. And I have faith to believe that you can. And anytime you doubt yourself, and anytime you believe that you can't, the one thing that I want you to remember is you got this. Yes, you got this. We got this. We can get through any tough situation. We learn and we grow in the valley. And once we get through the valley and we make it back to the mountaintop, we appreciate it so much more. I hope you got something from this. I hope you take this video and that you share it with someone, and that you continue to grow and you continue to move and learn, experience life, and don't be devastated by bad things that happen to you, because there is a blessing in every lesson. Even though we don't see it, it's there. So until next time, I'll see you soon.